Monica, in avoiding dramatics or the usual trauma porn feel of a lot of LGBTQIA plus stories, presents something which leaves you wanting more in both good ways and bad ways. To summarize the film, it isn't clear how long, but it has at least been a decade since Monica has seen most of her family, including her brother Paul and mother Eugenia. Paul has wanted to see his sister, even at times wanted to run away to wherever she was, but Eugenia, she disowned Monica and seemingly put her focus and time elsewhere. But with Paul's wife, Laura, tracking down Monica and calling her back into the fold as Eugenia deals with late stage brain cancer, so comes hopes of reconciliation. For Paul, it's easy, he's missed his sister forever and a day. But for Eugenia, it's a much harder time since Monica is trans and it seems they don't recognize who she is whatsoever. So, as for why Monica's rated R, there's a moderate amount of cursing, nothing really notable but violence, but there is a good amount of sexual content, whether it's nude bodies in a non-sexual sense, like you seeing either Patricia Clarkson's character or Tracy Lissette's character wash up, but there's also sex scenes in terms of watching Monica have sex with people or else seemingly being a cam girl where she's stripping. Outside of that, there's also smoking and drinking. So, when it comes to review, the highlight for us is that you get more of an experience than an exhibition. Like, this doesn't feel like you're watching someone go through things and it's supposed to be just this real specific and niche story. Like, there's not a thick wall between what Monica's going through and what you can perhaps empathize with or even kind of relate to. For as much as this is a trans story in terms of Monica being a trans woman, the film doesn't really dive too much into that. It focuses more on the abandonment issues that Monica has in regards to not feeling connected to anybody and that leading to her keep wanting to go back and give more chances to this bad ex-boyfriend that she has. Or if you talk about her relationship with Paul, you can see that with Paul having a marriage, having 3 kids, and how that feels or seems foreign to her, maybe even elusive, how much that she's kind of trying to adapt and even adjust to the idea that she is loved in such a way where she can disappoint, ask for space, and not get cut off. And watching Lisette go through the various emotions that Monica is dealing with, whether it's rejection from an ex, whether it's being welcomed by her sister-in-law and also her brother, or even this complicated way that she's bonding with her mom while her mom doesn't know who she truly is. It's the type of thing that, I guess as you can see from me being a little bit breathless, it kind of takes your breath away just watching this and trying to take it all in. With that said, this is not a perfect movie. One of the issues that we had watching this is that there's a lot of extended beats as it transitions from one scene or a moment to another. So there's a lot of just watching a profile shot where you're just seeing Monica drive off somewhere, or just watching her smoke a cigarette not really doing anything. And because Monica's very slice of life and it's not these grand monologues or accolade begging scenes, having these beats, especially so many of them and they're so long, you just kind of question why are they this way. Because it slows down the pacing in such a way that it kind of makes it feel like this movie is dragging itself out so that it can meet some type of time span that's expected. Which leads to the second on the fence topic, which for some people who watch this, it may actually be a low point. And that is, it just has an unsatisfying ending. Monica, from what it seems, is supposed to be one of those films where it doesn't want to spell everything out for you. It wants to respect the audience's intelligence. But in a pursuit of trying to do that, it also doesn't give you a resolution or any type of real payoff. So ultimately you're left with a cliffhanger, which makes the movie feel incomplete, especially since the movie never really hits that emotional apex. It just cuts you off just when things are starting to get good. Prime example. Throughout the film, it's clear that Monica's mom is perhaps suffering from memory loss or just straight up doesn't recognize Monica since she never saw her as a woman. So as you see her mother kind of look at her in certain ways, or they have moments, you're kind of left to wonder, did it click for her? Does she understand that this is her daughter? Or is it going to be that Monica's going to reveal to her that I'm the person who's your daughter, who was born your son? Or I think that's the proper way that you put that. Either way, that never gets resolved, and you're just constantly waiting to see how they're going to do this. And the lack of answers with regard into that, or even the idea that maybe Monica's just going to keep from her mother who she is and just try to build a new relationship with her based off of who she is in current times as her actual self. It's frustrating because the movie, it comes to a point where it could be so good, but because it decides to just cut you off and not resolve these questions, it doesn't give you what you need or perhaps want. It's so immensely frustrating. Overall, Monica deserves applause for taking a road less traveled. But it also reminds you in the process of doing that while it's commendable to be different, your audience still deserves some conventions expected as a paying customer, especially in terms of getting some type of resolution to the story being presented to them.